Rod and I have been married for close to 15 years, and coming together, I would say we both had church as our home base. We had other things that we were interested in and donated to, but the church really has become our family. We've been extremely involved with different ministries within the church and really wanted to make it a priority in our annual giving.
I remember during the new members class that you had to stand up and introduce yourselves, and I introduced that Katy and I got married. I got the date off a little wrong, but I was a little nervous. But I remember I said I was coming. I grew up in this church, and Sam said that, Rod, it's like coming home. And I think that is one of the major reasons for me to pledge to this church and support this church, not only with money, but in activities and volunteer, just because it is our home.
Mm-hmm. You know, being on session, you really see firsthand where the money goes, whether it's to the building, the brick and mortar, or to the programs that are locally, or to our outreaches locally and internationally. Today we picked up Evelyn Wakasama from the Nambali School, and it was just a wonderful reminder of the work we do. It is critical for the leaders of this church to be involved. And I always think of, here we are in first quarter, and the church is planning, on what to do and what programs to support. I
see firsthand the 21 mission partners who the church supports. And it includes both here in the United States and overseas, like Evelyn at Nambali, and Pivot in the United States, and Open Doors in Norwalk. And that group too budgets based on the pledges that come in and goes towards those 21 partners.
Rod and I are both retired, and that's a good thing.
Thank God.
We made it. But we're really sort of at that stage where trying to give back, living the life of gratitude each day. As Greg has said, and Gary and Brandy, tomorrow has its own issues and troubles. And all we know is that we have today, and let's try to share that joy in being generous. And generous can be, a small dollar amount, and it can be on the other end of the spectrum. Giving each year, I think, being consistent is critical. And again, those amounts can vary year to year, and that's okay. It's okay.
I think we remember when we were younger and we had 3 children running around, and we had activities and sports and trips and tuition, and one time 3 kids were in college at the same time, overlapped. So I know how difficult it is, but it also, out of that gratitude of at least giving something, as Katy said, it doesn't really matter how much, but it just, if you can, to give just a little bit goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. I've said this many times, even in my faith statement, Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding is my life verse. And if you can just kind of picture that, leaning in and trusting. Sometimes that's hard, and sometimes, that's an easy thing to do. But we all, myself included, speak for Rod as well, leaning into something that you might be nervous about, scared about, it's amazing what God will do with that. And I lift up our congregation in prayer, and may this be a year where more of us can step in and contribute. Say yes.